title award that comforted me. Part 1. The Silence Before the Storm. There are moments in life when the noise outside fades into an unbearable silence inside. No matter how many people are around you, no matter how loud the city is, you still feel alone. I remember such a moment. I was sitting by a window on a rainy Tuesday evening. The world outside was dripping slowly like my thoughts. Nothing particularly tragic had happened, but everything felt too heavy, too uncertain, too much. That was the kind of silence that joins you slowly, not with sound, but with the weight of your own thoughts. I stared at the grass, fog forming from my back breath, wondering if the version of me I dreamed would ever come true. And then my phone buzzed, a simple message, one line, just one. Part 2, one line that changed everything. The message read, I don't know what you are going through, but I believe in you. That's it. No longer paragraphs, no advice, no dramatic language. Just believe, just warmth. And somehow those few words broke through everything I had been carrying, like a light seeping through a crack in a closed door, like someone reaching out into the darkness and saying, you are not invisible, I see. I sat there for a while, holding onto that one sentence. It didn't fix everything, of course, but gave me something much more precious. It gave me space to breathe. Part 3 was as shelter. You see, we often underestimate the power of small kindnesses. We think if we can fix someone's problem, we should say nothing, but sometimes the smallest kindness is the most powerful shelter. I believe in you. It doesn't demand the response. It doesn't question your pace. It doesn't rush your healing. It just stands beside you quietly, patiently until you are ready to stand again. I remember thinking that night, if words can do this, maybe I can do this too. Maybe I can be that pulse for someone else someday. And perhaps that's how we begin to heal. Not by solving everything at once, but by borrowing strength from one another. A word that comforted me, written for emotional narration, total length approx 10 minutes. Part 4. The power of presence. Sometimes comfort doesn't come from answers. It comes from presence, from someone choosing to sit beside your sadness without trying to rearrange it, without trying to fix the unfixable. That message I received, I believe in you, was more than a sentence. It was someone offering me their quiet presence across distance and silence. It reminded me that not all love comes dressed in grand gestures. Some of it whispers, some of it waits, some of it just believes quietly without conditions. And in that moment, it was all I needed. Part 5. Echoes in the heart. After that night, I started correcting words, not physical ones, but the kinds of words that leave echoes in the heart. Words that say, you are not too much, you are allowed to rest, you don't have to have it all figured out. I started writing them down whenever I heard them, from a friend, from a book, from a stranger on the bus, from a songwriter plodding in the background. They became my reminders, not that pain doesn't exist, but that I wasn't alone inside of it. Part 6. Becoming the one who believes. Time passed, the storm quieted, and one day I found myself on the other side, not completely healed, but stronger, wiser, softer. And I realized maybe now it's my turn. my turn to be the one who says, I believe in you, even if I don't know the details, even if I can't fix the outcome, even all I have to offer is one kind sentence. Because sometimes that's all it takes to save someone from the edge of giving up. Part 7. The words we carry. We all carry words inside us, words that were said in anger, words that never came, words that healed us as the most powerful ones are often the simplest. So if you ever want what to say to someone who's struggling, say something true, something small, something kind. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be wise. It just has to come from your heart, because the truth is one sincere sentence can become someone's anchor in a sea of chaos. Part 8. A whisper in the dark. There are still nights when I feel lost, when the old truths try to sneak back in, thus when the world feels heavy again. But now I have something I didn't before. I have the sentence. I have I have those words, and when the night grows too quiet again, I whisper them to myself. I don't know what tomorrow brings, but I believe in it now. That one message sent by someone who didn't need to understand everything became the beginning of my return to myself. Part 9. If you are reading this, and you are in that space, the quiet kind of sadness, the invisible kind of tired, I hope you will let this be your message. I hope you let this be your message. I believe in you. I may not know your story. I may not know your struggle, but I know that your presence in this world matters. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be okay every day. You just have to keep breathing and keep showing up, even if all you do today is rest. That is enough. Pretend a letter to the future. One day you will look back and realize that a simple word once kept you going. You will smile at how fragile you felt, but also how deeply human you were. And you will remember how it all began with a single sentence, a word that didn't try to fix you, but simply held you gently. So say it to yourself. Say it to someone else. Let it echo beyond this moment. I believe in you because somewhere out there someone needs to hear it just like you once did. Part 13. I quiet kind of strength. There are the kind of strength that doesn't shout. It doesn't raise its voice or fight to be noticed. It simply stays. It shows up in silence, in the willingness to feel, and the courage to not give up. That's what I learned from the message. True comfort doesn't always come from loud promises. It can come from quiet belief, from the silent knowing that this too shall pass. And I carry that strength forward, not just for me, but for those who would one say need it from me. Part 14. What we never heard. Sometimes the words we need most are the ones we never got to hear. I am proud of you. You did enough. You are loved even when you are not productive. Maybe no one ever said them to you. Maybe you had to survive without them. But here's the truth. You can say them to yourself now. You can become the voice you always needed. And in doing so, you begin to hear the silence, the past. Number 15, the range of small things. I've come to believe that comfort often hides in small things, in the warmth of the between your hands, in a soft blanket on a cold morning, in a song that understands your heart, in a stranger's smile, in a gentle sentence. You will be okay even if it takes time. The world speaks to us in these quiet languages. All we have to do is slow down and listen. Persisting, what I wish I knew sooner. If I could go back to the past I was on the hot night, I'd say, don't be afraid of your softness. Don't lie your healing. And don't ever think you're weak for needing with kindness. Because asking for help is brave. Listening is wise, and reading adults and isn't a failure, it's an act of trust. I wish I had known that comfort is not weakness, it's medicine. Part 17, a circle of comfort. One day, someone I care about broke down in tears. They said, I don't know how to keep going. And I didn't try to fix it. I didn't last day of pain. I just sat with them, and after a long pause, I whispered the words I once received. I believe in you, and just like that, the circle was complete. The message passed on from one heart to another. Part 18, memory as a safe place. Sometimes I close my eyes and go back to that moment, that moment when I read the message, the light from my poem, all quiet around me, the ache in my chest slowly easing. That sentence was a turning point. A hand reaching through the darkness. I carry that memory with me now, not as a crutch, but as a reminder of what is possible, of how deeply words can hold us. Part 19, when you feel invisible. To anyone who feels invisible right now, please know this. You are seen even when no one looks. You are valuable even if the world doesn't say it out loud. You are worthy of gentle words and safe spaces. If you haven't heard it lately, hear it now. You matter more than you know. Let those words rest softly. Let them stay. Let them begin again. Part 20. Ooh. One last sentence. So here we are, full circle. From one quiet messy to 100 whispered echoes. And if I could leave you with just one sentence, only one thing to carry forward, it would be this. You are not broken. You are becoming. Every day you wake up, every moment you choose to stay, you are rewriting your story. You don't need to rush. You don't need to be perfect. You only need to be real. And then in this world of noise, it's the most comforting thing of it. Think of all. The words he said changed my day. Part 1. The unexpected encounter. There are days when the sky feels heavy for no reason. The morning sun rises just the same. The streets are filled with the usual sounds of life, but something inside remains still and dull. That day was right there. I walked out of my apartment with my shoulders low, eyes half open, already dreading the weight of a day that hadn't even begun. The world was loud, but I was quiet, and I didn't think anyone would notice. But then I bumped into someone, a man in his 60s, maybe, standing outside the little bakery down the street. He smiled, not the polite kind of smile, but the one that feels like it's been warmed by the morning sun itself. And then he said, "You have a kind face. I hope the world is kind to you today." Just one sentence, simple, gentle, and completely unexpected, but in that one moment, something shifted, not outside, but inside me. Part 2, Echoes of Kindness. As I continued walking, the world looked the same, but my steps were a little lighter. Not because my problems had disappeared, but because I felt seen. It made me think how rare it is to hear something kind from a stranger, something without an agenda or a reason. His words echoed in my mind like a melody stuck on repeat, and in the repetition they became something more, a gentle reminder that kindness still exists. Not everything is dark. Not everyone passes by without care. Part 3, Small Words, Big Meaning. What does it mean to have a kind face? It was a strange place, and yet so intimate. Did he see something in me that I couldn't see in myself? Was it the fatigue behind my eyes? The sadness I had hidden under quiet smile? Or maybe it wasn't about me at all. Maybe he just wanted to give something good to someone else. Whatever the reason, it made me wonder, how often do we speak right into someone's life without even knowing it? Part 4, The Ripple Effect. That day I found myself smiling at a young girl who was crying at the bus stop. I didn't say anything, just smiled, and she stopped crying just for a moment. It made me believe in the ripple effect, how one kind word can become a wave, how one simple phrase can carry over from pulse to pulse, like a torch passed hand to hand. The world, for its chaos and noise, still has space for small acts that feel big. Looking back, weeks passed, seasons changed, but I never forgot his face or his words. In moments of doubt, I would close my eyes and hear them again. You have a kind face. I hope the world is kind to you today. That one sentence reminds me of who I wanted to be. Not perfect, not always strong, but kind, present, aware. because if a stranger could see kindness in me on a day I felt invisible, then maybe I could choose to see the same in others. Part 6. A voice that stayed. His voice became part of my story, and even now, when I speak to others, I try to read them with words that carry weight, words that comfort rather than silly sighs. We often forget that we carry power in our mouths too, the power to heal or to harm, the power to lift or to let fall, and he chose to lift me gently, beautifully, and without expectation. Part 7. Quiet gifts. Some gifts don't come in wrapping paper. They come in words, in tones that soften the soul. We live in a world full of noise, opinions, debates, distractions, but soft voices, they are rare. That's why I remember his, because it didn't demand anything, it simply gave. Part 8. Becoming the stranger. Now, when I walk the same path, I sometimes stand outside the same bakery and I look at the people passing by. Sometimes I say something kind. Sometimes I just smile, not because I want to be noticed, but because I remember what it felt like to be seen. If I can be that pulse for someone else, even once, then his words didn't just change my day, they changed my life. Part 9. The day that changed me. It wasn't dramatic, there were no fireworks, but it mattered because we we all have days when we are hanging on by a thread, and sometimes one gentle sentence can be the knot that holds us together. It was for me, and it could be for someone else too. So I speak with care now because I never know whose day I might change. Part 10. Thank you, stranger. If I could meet him again, I wouldn't say much, just thank you. Thank you for seeing me, for speaking kindness when the world didn't. Your words didn't just fill the silence, they became music that played quietly in my heart for days, months, years. I hope someone spoke to you the same way once, and I hope you knew that what you said mattered because it did, because it does. Part 11, the quiet realization. Sometimes the words we remember the most are not the loudest, but the ones whispered in moments of stillness. His words weren't profound in a literary sense, but they had something rare, truth without decoration. Part where rebuilding self-worth. After hearing his kind sentence, I started treating myself a little differently. I stood a little straighter. I stopped apologizing for simply existing. It was as if it was remind me that I mattered, even if just to a stranger. Part 13, rainy days feel different now on rainy days. I used to feel more alone, but now when the rain taps on my window, I remember his voice. Rain no longer feels heavy. It feels soft, like his words. Part 40, the unseen impact. He will never know the impact he had on me. He might not even remember what he said, but I do. And that's the power of kindness. It often plants seeds we never see grow. Part 15, what we carry. We all carry certain words with us. Some haunt us, some horror us. His words, they healed something I didn't know was broken. Number 16, I started speaking differently. His influence didn't just stay in my heart. It changed my voice. I spoke softer. I complimented more. I realized that words don't need to be many to be meaningful. Part 17, the circle of kindness. One day I told a co-worker. He looked peaceful. Her eyes filled with tears. He said, no one has said anything kind to me in weeks. And I thought, this is how it begins again. Part 18, not all heroes wear carpets, capes. Some wear old jackets and stand outside bakeries. Some say one sentence that becomes someone else's lifeline. Part 19, healing through a sentence. Not every day is good. Not every moment is bright. But when I feel low again, I hold on to that sentence. It's a kind of medicine. No bottle, no side effects, just words and the warmth they carry. Part 20, Becoming the Right. These words didn't just light up my day, they lit a fire I now carry forward. I want to be there right for others because once on a dark day, someone was there right for me.